At Bedrosian, we aim to align the goals of academics and practitioners, to make clear what good government looks like, to work to foster effective governance and spread good ideas, and ultimately, to work to make sure that government implements good policy.
For purposes of intergenerational fairness, they ought to consider a constitutional limit on debt so that one generation of politics could mortgage a future in order to look good. James Madison, who helped draft and pass what we call the Bill of Rights, was considering, at the urging of his friend Thomas Jefferson, another one, a limit on federal debt, instead of a constitutional amendment that might be too inflexible to deal with emergencies, that they would establish a set of principles. The United States federal government should only borrow for extraordinary purposes that were well understood, and not just to pay its routine operating expenses. In the early days of the Republic, the United States borrowed for four purposes: to prevent states from leaving the nation, to add territory like the Louisiana Purchase, and later to connect territories, to wage wars, and finally during severe economic downturns, to offset loss of revenues, and provide some relief. Those were the limits on the use of federal debt. For the 16 years of the Great Depression and World War II, people were acutely aware of the extraordinary nature of the borrowing and the need to end it immediately after the Depression was over and World War II was over. Something shifted in this nation in 2001. For example, at the height of World War II, we were financing the same percentage of that entire effort and the rest of the government with taxes as we did the federal government in 2010. In other words, in 2010, we were borrowing the same percentage of the federal budget as we were at the very height of World War II, which is the most massive undertaking any nation has ever undertaken in relation to our nation's undertaking in relationship to its GDP. And the principle of a balanced budget forced people to link the benefit gained from a government program or a war with the cost of that. And when you separate that link, you deprive voters of an important piece of information about the real cost of government. Because all debt does is to disguise that cost.
Implementing good policy. That's the way we move forward together and prosper. We're all in this together.